All right. Scott, what company are you from?
I'm from Labrake Memorials in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Cool. And how long have you been using MonuDesk for?
I've been using it for about a month and a half.
Okay. And I think we talked and you mentioned you were using custom books, right? Beforehand and like other programs as well. You've tried a bunch.
Yeah, a lot of what I was doing was I was using Wave before custom books, and then I got really deep into custom books after that.
Hmm. Okay. And what kind of, so when using custom books, how did your work work day look like? I mean, would you say you were 50-50 on paper and the digital side, or did you have everything on custom books? How did that look like?
So at first I was kind of doing 50-50. I was doing some stuff on paper. I was doing some stuff in custom books. And then during the winter, I made the switch to go totally over to custom books.
Hmm.
And I was coupling Google Drive with custom books because custom books didn't have a unlimited amount of space that I could use. And with all the files I have to upload, the suggestion was going to be like, hey, why don't you just use Drive, because to buy more space in custom books, it's going to cost too much money. So I took Drive, and I would put a link in the attachment section that would lead me to the customer files in Drive. I would also be putting map pins in the attachment section of custom books as well. So normally I would have a map pin, and I would just have a link to Google Drive so that my employees can have everything right in one system.
Okay, I see. So Google Drive and custom books. What were the things that you disliked with that system? Since I mean, it's two things, right? So
Yes.
were there things where you thought, oh man, I wish I would save more time because of X and it doesn't exist? Or what were things that you really didn't like?
So with custom books, the one thing that I didn't have is I didn't have the ability to do sketches, and it's not really tailored. It's not really tailored to the monument industry. So like I had to with custom books, you can customize a lot of things, but other things that maybe you couldn't customize in custom books would charge you to develop that. So
Mm.
it would cost me like $5,000 if I wanted to have lettering, maintenance jobs, and new memorials, burials, all as separate sales order screens. So they were going to try to charge me $6,000 for that, even though that was kind of like a simple, like uh, like redesign.
Okay, I see. And then things happened and you stumbled upon MonuDesk. So when you saw MonuDesk and you were using the software before, what were your kind of like concerns about switching? I mean, it's so,
So
yeah.
yeah, no, I think like my main concern was, it's very young in its development. So I was just thinking to myself, I may not be able to use this until like summertime. And in that sense, being able to try to switch something in summertime in this business is really tough because we tend to be busy over the summer. So realistically, I was like, I may not end up switching until winter of 26 when I have time to do all that. But what was really cool is as I got into MonuDesk and I saw how you were taking all this different feedback and how quickly you were implementing it. Um, from a customer service standpoint, it's not you don't see many people with customer service that high on their list where you're taking feedback and you're implementing it like a week or two later. Most people don't have that kind of service. So when I saw how fast you were developing this, I was like, oh, this early in the season, maybe I can switch over. So and I think I told you before, one thing was I was like, I need to be able to do purchase orders in MonuDesk before I can switch over custom books. And you did that in like a matter of, I think, 2 to 3 weeks. So once I saw you had that, and the speed at which you were developing everything, I was just thinking to myself, I think it's realistic that I can make the switch right now, because if this is what you did in like a month and a half, like what are you going to do in like 3 months from now?
Yeah, I'm also curious about that. What the app is gonna look like in 3 months or 6 months or a year. It will really do a big hit on the industry. I really hope so. Okay, and so even and so you would say it was worth switching, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and I mean, why? Like, what kind of features enabled you to do something that you couldn't do before?
So it's nice to have the stages where you can move your orders from stage to stage, and at the same time also have those tasks within each order, because you're gonna have to do things concurrently. Like you're gonna have to do a foundation order and do a drawing request, or do your drawing and cut your stencil at the same time you're ordering your granite. Or ordering a photo for the stone, getting vases, having to order your etchings,
Mm.
a lot of those different things you can do concurrently.
Yeah, I see. That's pretty powerful, right? I mean,
Yes.
other apps, they have like buckets, but they don't have like tasks, or at least like user-friendly tasks that you can use. So yeah, that was really something that was important, that we do it right. What about the other features? I mean, we have the customer portal right now that launched, I think, like 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago or a month ago. What are your thoughts about that?
No, I do like the customer portal, and the thing that I like about it probably the most is that you can customize it to how much they can see. It's not like a one feature kind of thing where it's like, okay, they're just going to see everything. We're able to customize, like, okay, I just want them to know when they have action items that they have to take care of.
Mhm.
And so, for instance, I need them to approve a drawing. I need them to pay their balance. I need to let them know that their stone is done. I need to let them know, like, yes, it's in production currently, and we are still on target for your agreed upon completion date.
Right. Okay, yeah, you can take a sip. Okay, yeah, that is very like customizability, right?
Yeah.
That's important. Okay, and I mean, how's the adoption across your customers right now? Like, would you say you have mostly elderly customers, or is it 50-50, like more younger people? Younger, I mean, everyone below 50, uh, and everyone above is elderly, because there are people who don't know how to use email and so on. How's the adoption rate?
So far, and again, I'm still kind of new in using the customer portal. I haven't got much feedback yet from customers,
Mhm.
but for the most part, yeah, most of them are more elderly.
Mhm.
When they are younger, it's people that are buying stones for their parents,
Yeah.
so that have passed on. So yeah, I'd say at the most part, it's probably like more 75% elderly people, and most of the time um it's women that we're catering to, because just from what we've seen, a lot of times it's the women kind of leading the charge on buying a new memorial.
Yeah. Okay. Now, given that you have all these different things in the app, and that you transition from custom books to Google Drive, and like all in one system, what does it enable you to do that you couldn't do before? I can imagine before you had things that were maybe they went missing, or stuff like that.
Yeah, with paper, when we were doing 50-50 paper, I'll admit, like, I'm not the best, and some of us here are not the best at keeping track of paper. And the good thing is about, like, when you're doing it digitally, um, you can't lose it. So if if you know, and if your employees are like, hey, you know, can you just get me a sheet on this and print it out for me? I can easily do that. I've lost sheets. I've had employees lose sheets, and I mean, we keep copies, but I've had a couple instances where I've lost the copy and I've lost the sheet that we've lost the sheet that my employees had. So so no, it's nice to have it digitally because you always have that backup on hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So probably the person who's watching this right now is on the brink of, hey, should I try MonuDesk? Should I not try MonuDesk? What would you tell that person if it were for no?
I would say like you should try MonuDesk, because if you look at the other things that are out there, like you think about like Stone Spot, or there's a couple other ones that I've seen out there that cater to the monument industry, but they're a little bit more expensive. You know, you can use MonuDesk for, you know, I think 150 a month, and you know, that helps me, especially like as a new business owner, because I'm saving that, you know, $1,500-$1,800 a year to use MonuDesk rather than use one of the more expensive ones that are out there. You know, so in the rate that MonuDesk is developing right now, I see that it's more than a good deal, and I also think that, you know, it's right now, I think it's very user friendly, and I think it saves you time because you can have your workflow line in stages on MonuDesk, and you can also, you know, when to move it from step to step. And on top of that, it's really nice because I can do my sketch in the same system. I can do my purchase orders in the same system. I can put my customer orders in the same system, and eventually I'll be able to email from that system. So to be able to do it all in one program rather than go to, like, say, Microsoft Paint to do my sketch, to go to Custom Books to do my orders, to go to Google Drive to put my files in. I can do it all in one spot.
Great to hear. Great to hear. Yeah, the email feature is coming in a few weeks, so I'm excited for that, and many more, especially the phone version. That will be very cool for everyone. Yeah. All right, Scott. And thank you for your honest feedback. And yeah, wish you all the best with working with this app.
Sweet. Thanks, Dennis.